second time I did it because I just repeated myself over. But it is that kind of show today.
It is.
We are really off the cuff. We brought Bobbi back, who is our, I'm going to call you a spiritual guide. Can I do that? Is that acceptable?
Reiki master.
Reiki master.
Do not call me a Reiki master.
So she is.
It's a whole other conversation.
If you can remember, a couple weeks ago we brought her on. We talked about her clearing a couple of my properties, one my home, another one being a rental, and how she goes about that and the benefits to that. We brought her back on just to talk about some things that she can help buyers and sellers with when you're looking to either sell or buy a new home.
Really, we talked about everything and nothing all at the same time.
Yeah, it's a fun show. We got off on some tangents, but we did get to what we wanted to talk to.
We did.
And we also set up the next show that she's going to be back because she's going to come through a rental. But I'll let you listen to the show, find out more about that one. We're going to bring her on. Cue the intro music.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. All right, so we have Bobbi here. It's been like a month and a half,
Been a while.
2 months
Quite some time.
since. But what's new in Bobbi's world?
Horses.
I knew that was going to be the answer, but I had to give you the easy question first.
No, but that's the truth. So I had a little bit of a life crisis, a good one, when 2 horses came into my life, and I had to question if I wanted to take the energy work to the horse world or if I wanted to keep it in the academy.
That would be fun.
And in typical Bobbi fashion, I'm going to do both.
Of course.
So
Why not?
just the world of COVID makes it challenging right now to do anything energy with the horses. But that's been my project.
And you're talking about bringing clients in with the horses?
Correct. So my healer students are going to work with the horses, learn how to read the energy of the horses, and work on animals energetically because they love it.
Well, I mean, you showed me some videos earlier of your baby horse, and I feel like that's going to be like the star of your show.
You know, that's what I thought too. But Maybelline loves the snuggle. So she wins everybody over in like 2.5 seconds. Versus Bodhi is a small toddler and nibbles on everything and is constantly moving. And maybe you get to snuggle him for like 2 seconds. But
I do have a good snuggler. I have Cozy.
Right.
She will just...
She is a good snuggler.
She'll bury her head on into you, and she'll like be right on my left leg and won't move.
But that's why I'm integrating animal healing into my training.
I was going to say, can you do it with dogs?
Yes.
Because she would be perfect.
So that's coming down the pipeline. I've been asked to make an accreditation for Reiki training, which... try to figure that out.
Wow.
Yeah, what is that all?
Good question.
Okay, so you get to invent it.
Yeah, there's no accreditation for Reiki right now, to my knowledge. There's a couple of institutes that kind of do it as an add-on, and there's plenty of organizations that try to be like the authority for information for Reiki, but there's no really accreditation for it. But accreditation is it's a whole ball of wax.
Yeah.
But so that's my 2 projects this year.
Those
That's
are big projects. I mean, they're not little projects.
They're not. Launching, a whole new program for the horses and making an accreditation program first ever for Reiki.
No big deal.
No, dropping the hat. I'm really excited about it though, because Reiki it's a double-edged sword to think about regulation, because on the one hand, we have a bajillion Reiki practitioners who have 2 days of training calling themselves Reiki masters.
Oh, boy.
Right. And this is why Reiki gets a bad name, because it's normal in the U.S. versus in Japan, which is where it originated. It should have taken you 10, 15 years.
Do they have accreditation in Japan for Reiki?
We don't know. The Reiki Society won't let anyone who is not of Japanese descent from a direct Reiki lineage know anything about it.
Please, please, please.
I know. But that's because they've seen what the Americans have done with it in the West.
I can believe it.
So they've shut us out.
Oh.
But like by comparison, Reiki students in Japan are not allowed to take notes. And if they do, they have to burn them because they want to keep everything very secret.
Close to the chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different world. But I'm excited for regulation for that point, but also not because I don't want to be regulated. But if it's going to be regulated, I'd rather it be with my program.
Right. Oh, of course.
So that's all happening. Does that answer your question? What I'm up to?
That's pretty busy, I would say.
Yeah, I told you before, my husband is used to not seeing me mostly during the week anymore, except for Sundays. Because it's literally...
Sunday is from what I know about your schedule, it is no phone, no technology, just at home.
I'm impressed that you remember this. Yes.
Wow. I listen sometimes.
Better than me.
Sometimes.
I surprise people sometimes.
Bold on sometimes.
Once in a while.
Yeah, I try really, because I'm on most of the week now. On meaning like on my computer, on my cell phone. And so I try to take Sundays with no technology. It doesn't always happen that way. And no human except for my husband, and kind of disengage from the world a little bit. Doesn't always happen that way. Yeah. But I try really hard.
That's where it's at, the effort.
Yes.
Trying.
Yes. But to be fair, I'm trying to do Friday through Sunday now because my assistant is full-time.
Ooh.
Good luck to me.
That'll be nice. If you can actually do it.
Right. Because then the other part of this is so not relevant to anything, but I was doing 2021 Outlook readings. So I do these every year. Mm-hmm. I usually give them to a student to do, but this year I did them. And I'm like, I had to raise the price because I'm doing them. Maybe like 3 or 4 people will buy them. No, we sold 20. I had to shut them down because I'm like, I cannot do 20 in the time frame I gave myself to do them. So, which is fantastic.
It's a really good problem.
It's a fantastic problem. But then when I say I'm taking Friday through Sunday off, not happening.
That's going to be tough.
So horses, accreditation, and 2021 Outlook readings to do. No, I probably have like 13 left.
Oh my gosh.
Right, because they're taking 4 hours between me and getting them designed, because they're all individually designed for everybody.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a thing. But a good problem to have.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, that was so not relevant to anything.
No, I mean, it was good. I always like in the background of where we're at, and then we can kind of divert that where we're at into like where we're going to go.
Let's talk about the house you just bought in Menomonee Falls.
Yeah, that was what I was going to bring up with you, because like
at least this is keeps us on track.
So don't rely on the host to keep it on track.
Never.
Thank you for the guest. Thank you, Bobbi, for keeping the show going. So for our audience, we bought a house in Menomonee Falls, Wisconsin, if you're listening outside the state.
Which is where I grew up.
Yeah, which is actually where Bobbi grew up. So I bought the house, and she had gone through my other 2 properties previous. So as soon as I bought this one, I sent her a picture and said, hey, this is the new one that you get to clear. And she wrote back something like, oh my God, I drove past that house every day.
Yeah.
It was always the haunted house.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet, this should be fun.
Oh gosh.
So she's been like chomping at the bit to get in, but I hadn't
chomping at the bit because I'm a horseback rider. Really? Did you really just go there?
I didn't even know that was a horse.
That's hilarious.
A horse phrase.
And listeners, if you have not checked out our Facebook page, you must check out our Facebook page so you can see the haunted basement video.
Yes, we do have one sighting of haunting. Mm-hmm. So it's on there.
And
you'll enjoy it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But we wanted to get through demo, get everything out so that you could actually come in. So a house is actually
not a good excuse to not have me out there yet.
In your way. The inside was so bad.
Like, how bad are we talking?
5 dumpster loads of just junk. Like, you couldn't walk in. Well,
okay.
So the previous owners did help out. They cleared out a lot. They had an estate sale. People came through, cleared out most of it. But like, when we got in, you had one path, kind of like what Blaine was.
Oh, was it as bad as Blaine?
It wasn't as tar filled. It wasn't as like. I felt cleaner in Menomonee Falls, way cleaner than I did in the previous one.
Okay.
So not in that way, but just in terms of amount of stuff.
So can we do the pre-interview for this house right now? Because I have questions.
Oh yeah, go for it.
To do the pre-energy of it.
I'm ready.
All right, listeners, let's get ready.
Okay, so you said it's full of stuff. Or was.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
Papers, old china, old furniture, piano.
Mirrors?
There was only one mirror, and that was the vanity in the bathroom.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's because it was an estate sale, so I don't know if they cleared out like the important stuff first, or like where it was when it was lived in was their mirrors. They pull those out.
Okay.
Old records, garbage.
So, but there was furniture.
There was a bed that no one used in the attic.
Oh, good. Okay.
That was about it. But yeah, when I got in, there was no beds. There was no clothes. Well, I mean, there was clothes upstairs that were just like.
So that was my next question. There were clothes.
But like the roof was damaged, so like water was seeping in. So everything on the second story.
You pick such winners.
I love those. I love them.
Okay, so any other personal items? I don't really care about papers, and I don't really care about garbage unless it was
Any personal
significant to you.
I mean, they had some old things that they would consider like, not like heirlooms or anything like that.
Not?
No.
Okay.
They cleared all those out. And I had met with the owner of the estate,
Mm-hmm.
who was their son. So like they had gone in and cleared out all of the important stuff. Then they had an estate sale, which cleared out a bunch of stuff. And then within our offer, I told them, hey, if you don't want to take the stuff and don't want to clear it,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Which just in turn affected our offer.
Right.
But so everything that they wanted out was gone. So all of those personal things,
Except
we didn't
for
get eyes on or anything.
a creepy bed in the attic.
Yeah, it wasn't assembled. It was just up there. That
Okay.
was like the only furniture.
Quick sidebar here. Funny story. I had, over COVID, I would have my students come to my house
Mhm.
to do trainings because we have a big backyard and that's where I would teach. Well, level 2 students learn how to clear spaces, as you know.
Mhm.
And so I had them go inside to clear the first floor of our house. And I said, go in the basement too. I don't ever go down there. It's probably needs a clearing. I did not realize that my husband set up a bed in the basement. Like, because he was working out down there for a while and I didn't know this. He wanted to have the dogs have a place to lay down. But here's this bed. I mean, he put the footboard and the headboard with no bed sheets, nothing, like in the middle of our unfinished basement.
That's creepy.
Surrounded by boxes. And here I have students going down there and I don't realize it. And they come upstairs and they're like, do you like some people you don't like in the basement? I'm like, what are you talking about? What's with the bed, Bobby? I'm like, That's what reminds me of. I mean, so creepy. I went down because I literally never go down there. And I went down there and it's so creepy. Who does that?
That's hilarious.
My husband, apparently.
Men do that.
Yeah, that's...
I don't have a basement to do that in. Otherwise, I would send my husband down there to sleep.
That's what I should have said. I'm like, well, now Travis sleeps down there. That'd be terrible. That would be terrible. Anyway, okay, so talk to me about windows. Does it have a lot of windows? Not...
Mm-hmm. 3 in the kitchen. They've got a big window in the front, which you've seen from the, like, driving past.
Yes.
It's not like a giant window, but
direct sunlight. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of sunlight in there.
Okay. Were there window treatments on the windows when you got in there?
No, the windows were old.
So there was nothing covering the windows.
No.
Okay. And...
But again, that could have been something they'd taken off. But it didn't look like there was anything there.
Yeah. I'll get back to that. In estate sales, so were the original owners in a nursing home or a retirement home now, or did they pass?
They passed.
Okay. 1, 2?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I didn't ask the question of who or when or what happened.
Do you know how long they lived?
I don't know. I didn't feel like I should ask that question, so I just kind of... Not chicken. That's a respect thing. Like,
It is a respect thing.
I don't want to dabble into their
it was too good an opportunity not to get a chicken in there.
Not chicken. Just
I agree with you. That is not a question you should ask somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, are they dead? How long have they lived here?
That was actually a really good chicken impression.
Thank you.
We should take that little segment.
Maybe that's our intro video.
Yeah. and put it on a loop and just be able to use it in the future.
Yeah.
You need a button.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking. I kept wanting to just...
We need to upgrade our soundboard so that we can put our...
No, we're not. I have a hard enough time with this one. We're not doing anything else.
Do you know how long they lived in the house?
From what I gathered when I talked to him, because we had talked about some of the things within the house and what I want to keep and what we're going to change and what we're taking down.
Mm-hmm.
The son had worked on the ceiling, and he was between 40 and 50.
So we're assuming they were there for the duration of their life, probably raised their family there. And
So they were probably there when you drove past it when you were younger and thought it was haunted.
right,
Okay.
that's what I'm gathering. And if I remember correctly, there's not much behind that house,
Just a big yard.
and then the trees.
Yes,
Yes.
there's a huge building across the street. I think it's like over by the Kohl's headquarters.
Okay.
Tricked him.
Okay. So that potentially has a ton of clearing to look at just from a human perspective. And we talked about this last time. Anytime you have life lived somewhere, there's going to be something to get cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's fights or illness, whether it's the common cold or, you know, at your not
COVID.
playing or COVID. The other one.
Frankie Sr.
Thank you. I like
I
that.
give the dumbest names to all my properties. It takes me
Oh,
about 10
I was
seconds.
very confused by this.
It
I
takes
was
about
like,
10 seconds for me to think of what I'm going to call it, and I just go with my gut. Like, so I've got Frankie Sr., Frankie Jr., because we're splitting the lots,
Yeah.
and one's the younger
Yeah.
because it's newer.
Right, obviously.
And then we've got the estate at Blaine, and then we've got apples.
Frankie Sr.
Yep.
With, I believe it was the wife that had been sick. I think that is what
Husband was sick.
one of them was sick.
Yep.
You know, that had to be cleared out. So you have to look at that. Then they lived there for a really, really long time. So now you're talking about emotional attachment that they potentially have. We don't know if they passed in the house or not. To me, it really doesn't matter if they passed in the house or not. It has to do with emotional attachment. And then how long did it sit vacant?
Could be a year,
Okay.
honestly.
And my hope is that it sat vacant with the windows exposed, because then that will help clear it out. That's why I asked about the windows.
They've been exposed. One wasn't closing, so like there's been air through it. But
I dig that for clearing
Yeah.
purposes.
yeah,
Not so great for structural purposes, but
yeah, it was just cracked. It was just the windows are old, like it's just seized up and it's not moving.
the more I hear you talk about this, the more I wish that you would have been able to come to my mom's house in Dubuque and like read that energy, because she designed the entire house herself.
fantastic.
Yeah, she like tore it down to 3 walls and they rebuilt the entire house, and it was her dream house. That would have been really cool for you to read.
I love reading houses. It's one of my favorites.
And this is why we bring you on the show, because we want our audience to take advantage of it.
Oh, thank you.
It is awesome. It's so cool to like hear about it. And I think in the first show I talked about
You
our
talked a
first.
lot
I
in the
did talk a
first
lot.
show.
And it was like annoying, and it was like, when is this guy gonna be done?
It was like a half an hour past our time.
Oh my gosh, I know.
But people still listened.
It was
Oh
terrible.
my god, there were so many listeners. That's why we had to have you come back on, because we're like, we need Bobby. We had actual listeners.
But like, so I had you come in. Blaine was the first one that you walked
Yes.
through.
And you
And I-
so understated like the creepiness of Blaine.
I told you 0.
Understated.
And this is like, we had met.
Oh,
we had-
that's right,
we
because
had
you-
talked a little bit.
Yeah, I
and
remember
then
this.
you were like, "Oh, I'd love to go into one of your properties." I was like, "Okay, I've got one that you can go read." I told her 0. I told her the address. I told her the lockbox code, and I told her how to get in the house, because we did we had taken out
No.
all the steps.
How to climb into the
How
house.
to climb into the house. Correct.
Did you have like creepy music in the back of your head? Like,
I legitimately, just from a human perspective, I've never had to climb into a house before. And as I'm like
Only
climbing
with us.
climbing up it, I'm like, this is how people get murdered. Marcus is going to find Marcus is going to kill me, because I didn't know you that well.
I know we were like, we had just met like
Right.
maybe a month or 2 prior.
Right.
But within that month or 2, it was like, because we met going over a lease
Besties.
negotiation. So it was like, hey, we're trying to work out this lease thing.
Yes.
And I found out you did reading homes, and I was like, oh, you could read this one. So we didn't have like the background that we do now.
Right.
Where now, if I told you to go in, like, I feel like you'd be a little bit more safer, and I'd give you more information. But this was, and I will be completely honest, was a test run.
He says that like I didn't know that.
No, you knew that. I know you knew that.
Everybody does that.
But I was like, okay, I want to see this. And I believe in it. Like, with the psychology background, we've talked about energy and auras and all that stuff. So I'm in.
Another
But
thing I'm
I
adding to
wanted
the
see-
bubble is you said you wanted to learn Reiki and how to read your aura. You still
Yeah.
haven't done that yet. We're adding that to the bubble of you ignoring me over here.
Okay. I so desperately want to read aura.
Keep going.
I do.
Somebody needs
Okay,
to read
so-
mine. When you figure it out, then you can read mine. You
I
can
will.
tell me all about it.
I will. So I didn't tell you anything. I just said like, hey, here you go, walk through it. And then we sat and had coffee and you told me about it. And the amount of things you got correct out of the things that I didn't tell you. Like who lived in the house. You nailed down like down to like the guy's beard color.
What?
It was super weird. She nailed down like where the worst part of the basement was, which is where I found, I'm going to call it paraphernalia.
And then
A
proceeded
kitchen.
to sand the paraphernalia
Well,
into
that
the
too.
wall.
But that, like where you pointed the wall, you
Yes.
pointed was not where the drawing was. You
Right,
pointed where
yes.
their kitchen.
Yes.
And I put kitchen in quotes.
Yes.
'Cause it was not a kitchen.
Correct.
Oh,
It's a kitchen.
got it.
So you pointed out like
That's-
right where that was.
Mm-hmm.
You had pointed out there was something upstairs in the bathroom.
Oh,
That
God,
you
that
pointed
was
out.
the worst
So
of
like
it.
all of the things that I knew
Ugh.
because I had talked to the previous owners about what
Mhm.
was going on. And I walked through and I pulled stuff out and you like, not a detective, but you find evidence and you're like, okay, so that's
Right.
probably what's going on. For me not giving you a single fact about the house and all of that junk was removed by the time you came in to be able to like give me the guy's beard color and what sickness it felt like or the
Mhm.
energy that it felt like between the dynamic of the family. Cause like I saw all of them act was like chills.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. So like for the audience who wants to know what's going on in their house, I 100% back
Thank
Bobby
you.
with it because it was like, it was fascinating. And I had gone in before we met and I Googled the family and I was like, what can she find on the internet? I didn't tell you this part.
You
But
did.
I was like, what was on the internet that she could try and like,
Yeah.
oh, I found this at the house, but really like you read this article. There's nothing.
You know,
Zero.
and it cracks me up because people think I have the time to Google. And I just, because I'll have people, you know, back when I would do readings, in one-on-one readings, people wouldn't give me their last name. So like, I don't want you to Google me. And I'm like, that's fine, but I don't have time. but I get it. I
was
get it.
fascinating, and I was like, I'm gonna test her, see if she does it.
And she did.
Perfect. It was
Thank you.
awesome.
But to be fair, the only reason I could do it with that house is because the energy was so potent. Not every house is going to be that potent. Like
Right.
if there were to be a me that goes into my house that I keep up pretty energetically and I'm going to clear it when I'm done,
Mhm.
you know, you may or may not be able to tell that I was there. For someone who's trained how to read the energy,
Right.
it was just so freaking potent at Blaine
It was.
that the more potent it is, the more detail you get.
Right. And I was actually gonna like talk to you about this with home buyers and sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you offer a service to them to like walk through like a seller and say, hey, I'm gonna go through your house, I'm gonna clear it before you list it so that like the energy is more neutral than
So I have a really cool protocol for selling houses that I've low-key tested with some of my family and friends that helps it sell more quickly. That's probably the first time I've said it.
Can you share details
Officially.
or are you gonna leave that for the people that want to know?
No, I
You
mean,
can leave them with teasers.
no. It's a detailed process. So it's not the easiest to just talk through in a short time. But you're basically not only clearing the energy, but you're raising the vibration in the house so that everyone who comes in it feels really, really good. And there's also a whole other thought theory, which I don't entirely disagree with. I just don't have enough experience with it to confirm it, that houses draw the people, because houses are their own energetic bubble, they draw the people that they want into them. So the idea of this protocol also helps the house's energy be more potent to draw the correct people in.
Right. And we just had a home stager on last week and we talked about that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you lived in your house and you made it work for you,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to attract a buyer who
Yes.
may not work and function like you do.
Right.
So you've got to get it staged and ready for them
Yes.
so that they can utilize the space.
Yes.
And they can feel the energy of this new
Yes.
home for them.
And every time the protocol has been done correctly, because some people try to cut corners and it doesn't work then, it usually sells 2-3 days.
Yeah.
So it's crazy crazy productive to use it. And that's one of those things where it was, I just kind of tried it
Yeah.
and put some pieces together that I knew would be beneficial. But for it to work that well is just fantastic.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
I mean,
the whole concept.
And now we're saying like in such a hot market, what is going to set your property aside from the 2 other properties that are on the market?
Right.
So like you've got this buyer that wants to go in and buy a house in this price point or in this area. They've got 1 to 3, maybe 5 houses to choose from because things are going so quick.
Yeah.
So you're saying, okay, I'm going to put it on the market. You want to do everything you can to put yourself as the top house, whether that be home staging, whether that be do the repairs that need to be done so that it's
all of the above.
turnkey in clearing the energy. Like it is all like holistically one package.
Here's your trifecta of how to sell your house.
Yeah.
Well, and how many times, will someone go into a house and the second they walk in, they go, nope.
Right.
And some of that will be what they see visually, but whether you realize or not, you're always reading energy. Always. It's just for most people, it's subconscious. You don't even realize you're doing it. Yes.
And people don't want to admit, but everybody does it because everybody has walked into a party or got a new job or been into a new environment and you see someone and you're like, I'm not going to click with them.
It's interesting that you talk about that.
That's what you thought when you met me, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because just the other day, I was telling my husband, we were talking about his job, and I'm like, I just don't have a good feeling about your job, Jason. I was like, I see green when I see your job, and green with like envy. Like I like feel it like oozing out, and then he got let go from his job like 4 days later. I was like, well, there you go.
Everybody has it. It's just, can you slow down and actually accept that you're feeling
and
it?
know what you're doing. I mean, half the problem is, I don't mean know that what you're doing by like get the knowledge. It's so second nature for a human to process the energy they feel that you have to be able to recognize when you're doing it. That's, when I teach people how to do that, I'm not teaching them a new skill. I'm just teaching them how to translate what they're already doing. Most of the time it's, I didn't know that's what that was, which is one of my favorites because we all do it. Yeah. Or, another really good example, when you walk into a meeting or something and you're, whoa, what just happened in here? How many people have that experience?
Yes.
Right.
We all do it. All of us. So, even when I'm house shopping and we actually, so we're looking to move closer to the barn, which I told you, in which
I've given her the guilt trip and I'm going to be respectful and not do it on air.
Oh, that's your prerogative.
I know. That'd be nice.
To be fair, I love it here. And I said, because it's Travis who said, you're gone so much. This is his version of, honey, I want you home more. Let's move closer to the barn because it's a 30-minute drive one way.
Oh, well, that'll
But
do it.
you're driving through Kettle Moraine. Like, I don't mind. So anyway, we were looking at some houses before we found the farm. And there was one in particular where I walked in. I'm like, oh, God, what the hell is this? Oh, sorry, I can't swear.
Oh, you can.
And sure enough,
we won't edit that out. Don't worry.
Well, I am so editing right now, like myself.
I know. We talked about this last time too.
Yes.
And we're like, just let it go.
Viewer
I
discretion advised.
I try to not swear like a sailor when it's not my own recording. This was actually Colonial, and it was way overpriced. But I walked in and just this is gross. And we're walking around, and they have stains in the carpets. They, the hardwood, you can't even see the grain in the hardwood anymore. They left a faulty hot tub. It was terrible. But the second I walked in, this is just not a place that is kept up. And the entryway is beautiful. It's one of my favorite entries where, you walk in on a grand staircase and, help me out here. High ceiling.
A vaulted.
Thank you.
Okay.
Vaulted is what I was looking for.
I got it from your mannerism. Whatever that was.
Yeah, up here.
Yeah, that means vaulted.
Thank you.
In real estate, that means vaulted.
That's what I need you to do from now on. Whenever you're explaining to a client that there's vaulted ceilings.
Deal.
This is what I do to Anthony too.
I wish we were Zooming this
I know.
podcast.
People listening are like, I don't get it.
But the point is that clearly this place was not either well kept. I'm not convinced they actually want to sell it. I think they're probably forced to because they can't. I think they're probably older. That's my theory.
Oh, okay.
that it's a 2-story colonial, so they just
Gotcha.
it couldn't work anymore for them.
Mhm.
But knowing that right when I walked in, before I saw any of that stuff, but really, guys, get a pressure washer and get the algae off your deck. Fix your hot tub.
I thought you were gonna say pressure wash like your hardwoods, and I was
No,
like,
no, no,
wait,
no,
what?
no. There's nothing you can do about that. But and get the stains out of your carpet. Like what this anyway.
have
I
the best-
digress.
I have the best stain remover if they need it.
I will let them know. Not really, but well, and the next day our realtor got an email from, like, I won't name names here, but the company-wide email, because the realtor for the colonial was also part of this company. Does anyone know of a company that will remove hot tubs?
Got it.
Good. You guys are it's still in the market. They have
Is
not
it?
dropped the price, nothing.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's a lot of things that happen for different reasons where either they don't want to sell, but they have to put it on the market for some legal reason, or
But
I
that's
just
what I'm
came
saying.
across-
That energy's in the house.
Mhm.
And people are going to know that. It's a very pretty entry, you know, the beautiful door. Before they even walk around, most people are going to walk in. And clearly, all people so far have just gone,
Yeah.
because whatever the reason is, they don't want to sell, that energy's in the house.
Yeah.
And the buyers are going to feel it. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, there was just one last year that we looked at, and we were going to do a flip on it, and it was going to be a bigger price flip. Because, excuse me, this home was actually on, I believe, a historical registry. And the guy who owned the lot, we found out through investigation on it, didn't actually want to sell it. He just had to have it on the market for a year and prove that it was not sellable so that he could tear it down. And then he could make his yard bigger. So he put it on the market. Here's my price. Not negotiating. This is my terms. He's got an offer for his term. Turned it down.
They dropped the price?
Did they?
Sorry.
No, and then it ended up he could go back to the city and could tear it down.
Scroll through the pictures.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean it's the owner's discretion.
Yes.
Wanted a bigger yard. That's the means to the end. So
I was excited to see this place because it looks nice.
yeah.
But
Oh, you took actual pictures too?
no.
Okay.
Oh, well.
It's
what I was talking-
outdated for sure.
It is.
I do like that open door or the entryway.
Yes. I'm telling you, the entryway is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But they just did a substantial
That's kind
drop
of what
in
I want to do
price.
with Blaine, but the floor plan would allow me to put the steps right
Yeah,
there if
right.
I wanted to go both directions, up and down.
So that's just a perfect example. It doesn't always have to be like the big dramatic someone died in the house and
Right.
get it out.
Right.
It can be as simple as
I like how the felt on the pool table matches the carpet
Right.
in the basement.
it was
Good
clearly
touch.
a man cave down
No,
there.
definitely.
It can be as simple as something as we don't want to sell, or maybe you're selling because you have to, or
And those I'm sure are more difficult because like that
Right.
energy gets transferred into it where there's chaos going around and
but that would be so easy.
Interesting shower.
Yeah. That would be so easy to clear that place. They're not living there because part of the protocol is you have to do it after every showing, which is not ideal, but it's the only way to keep it up.
yeah.
But that would be perfect. I can clear it out. They're not living there, so you don't have to maintain. Sorry, my hands are really cold. You don't have to maintain it, the clearing every time. Maybe go in there once every 5 showings or so. But people just don't know that that's doable.
Yeah.
So it's always
well, in
fun.
my marketing plan, if you list or buy with me, Bobbi will be involved. So get ready for that.
Fabulous.
However, you can also have the exact opposite. So we go onto the farm. We're looking at trying to buy a farm. Do you want to see the listing for it? You might
Yes.
squeal.
Oh, boy.
To be clear, I don't know that I want to leave here. And I said to Travis, if we move, it has to be because I'm in love with wherever
Right.
we're going. Because I love it here.
I love my little itty bitty house here, and I was just talking with Jason because he wants to move to Oregon in 10 years, and I was like,
No.
I'm gonna have a hard time leaving here. I mean, I definitely want to live in Oregon, but it's gonna be really hard to leave.
So this farm, we walk in and everybody gets head to toe goosebumps immediately. And you can't walk around that place without head to toe goosebumps. And I said, this has to be a place where there was a ton of love. But,
Aw.
I felt a lot of grief there as well. And I said, that's an odd combination. Because all we knew about this guy is that he was a dentist and he was selling his properties so that he could travel the world. Great. we found out later, I suppose I shouldn't talk too much about it. We found out later that all of that is very true. I'll just say that because I don't know how much of that is privileged. But essentially, this is a family home where they raise kids, and we're very, very happy. And so you can feel that. That's, the other side of it. I don't know that I would clear a house like that felt that way, because then people walk in and feel the love. But it's just freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know you're not.
That's cool.
Oh my God. It's so creepy though.
Is it?
And it smells. Like
Really?
that will get turned into rooms or something for a retreat center.
Oh, that's cool.
You can clear out smells.
Yes. I'm just saying it seems cool in theory. But, and then, we were talking about windows. Natural sunlight clears out your space organically, which is why I tell everyone try to have every window clear, meaning open, not open air.
Just no
letting
blinds.
sunlight in.
Thank you. Again, you have
I
my
got it
back.
from the symbol.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is let sun in your window.
Viewers, you really need to be seeing our hand symbols for the
This
day.
just comes
We
with
could
years
be
of experience
conducting
in
an
real
orchestra.
estate. You just pick up on hand motions.
Again, sidebar, unrelated. Anthony has to deal with this with me as well. And I can't remember the names of strength moves, whatever. So we've renamed all of them, including Ceiling Crusher, OMGs, Aggressors, Upside Down Bernie Sanders. Yeah, it's fantastic. And
Have you guys seen the Bernie Sanders memes going around?
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yes.
This particular Upside Down Bernie Sanders has nothing to do with actual Bernie Sanders. This is my dog, who we named Bernie. And on his dog tag says Bernie Sanders.
Gotcha.
I want someone to find
Are you
him.
doing like downward dogs, but they're upside down?
No.
Upward dog?
So
upward dog?
he has me do this thing. This man kicks my ass. Like,
Ooh, can I come with you next time?
yes. And I think he enjoys it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I think he enjoys seeing me die a little bit.
For sure.
And like OMGs are lunges, which he rocked my whole world, showing me how to do an actual lunge.
Oh.
Anyway, I could go on and on about this. But anyway, upside down Bernie Sanders. He had both my arms in the air. Legs are at like a 90-degree angle. And then you kind of lift your your shoulders off so you engage the core. And while I was doing that, because I was dying a little bit with engaging my core, I went like this with my hands. And that's what Bernie does when he's upside down. He waves. And he's the one who said, oh, it's like your dog Bernie. And I said, upside down Bernie. This is fantastic. So he's not the only one. You're not the only one that has to put up with crazy hand things from me.
No, I think it's funny. This is what made me think of it when you said that. So I don't know if you know who the artist is on the bottom.
No, I don't.
So it's J. Cole.
Okay.
That's his album cover. And they put it
That's
Bernie
better.
Sanders.
Bernie Sanders is better.
I just thought that was super funny. But being like a J. Cole fan, it was funny because I know the album cover and then...
How did I get on this? Oh, open windows because of sunlight.
A lot of segues when we bring Bobbi in.
That is one of the best ways to clear your space, is to make sure sunlight's getting into every area of your house for at least 5 or 10 minutes a day. So when you look at that racquetball court, no windows, and hasn't had windows since its creation. It's terrible in there. It's awful.
I just want to play racquetball.
And I wish I knew somebody who worked with contractors that could help me figure out like projects and how much they might cost. And I really wish...
Well, this wraps up the show for everybody, guys.
So the whole idea here is that I want to create like a retreat center there.
Okay.
It's just, and it's on 28 acres of land.
I looked at the pictures and it was really pretty.
It's
I like the
so
little
gorgeous.
walkway.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous. But it also means I have to leave here.
But it might be worth it.
It might.
Because then you can have your business at home.
Right. But also financing for it, I mean, is going to be...
Can part of it like be a business?
That's what we're looking into.
Yeah.
Is what can I do? What can I do? But, and then I can also have the horses there. It is literally in riding distance to the barn.
Then you save money on that too.
Right.
Then.
Yes. So you can give me a guilt trip all you want, whether it's on or off air. But if you were there, you would see why I love it.
And when we talked about it, I told you that would be a very smart idea for you to do. I just don't like the idea because Oconomowoc is awesome.
To be fair, he made me agree very early on. Once he decided I was not some sort of creepy liar about things that I did, you made me promise that I wouldn't leave Oconomowoc.
That is true.
And you have brought it up twice since then, even before the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I was going to get stuff from you.
But I have no good arguments for you to stay in terms of like.
Besides your selfish
Well,
wants and
yeah,
needs.
they're completely selfish. Just stay in Oconomowoc 'cause it's awesome. Like, why not? It's a beautiful area. But if I was in your shoes, like, I see exactly why you're contemplating it.
Entertaining the idea.
Yeah.
And they don't have any other offers yet, so.
Well, I mean, what you can do, what would solve all of your issues, is if you just go out tonight, buy a Mega Millions ticket, and
Travis literally said that to me on the drive over here. He called me and he said we need to buy a Mega Millions ticket.
We have ours.
Mm-hmm.
Might buy another one. We'll see. I
Let's go buy one.
I just want $1 million. People can have the rest. I just want $1 million. I'm not.
So energetically too, there's tons of trees. Whenever you can have mature trees, those are natural clearing agents. Bodies of water are natural clearing agents.
That's why I always had to live near water then.
And that's why Oconomowoc honestly feels so good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how many lakes?
Right.
But it's constantly clearing the area.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Did I tell you that my trees that I got,
For Blaine?
well, they were in my apartment before I moved into the house.
I'm sorry, you didn't unpack your apartment, but you had trees?
Maybe I didn't unpack my apartment.
You said that you kept your apartment packed because you knew you were going to leave.
Like, my apartment was like livable.
Creepy.
Yeah, like I'm not going to like just live in boxes.
But the apartments
it
are also
wasn't-
creepy.
I didn't make it homey. Like I didn't make it like, hey, we should stay and be comfortable.
I'm
here.
questioning our whole friendship.
What do you mean?
I feel like this is
I
not...
didn't get trees until like the last couple months.
Okay, I accept
so,
that.
Like, I had helped a client sell their home,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were like, hey, do you want these trees? And I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
They were awesome. And they're friends of mine, so I'm sure they're going to ask them back in a little bit. But I put them in the apartment, and one, I didn't have a lot of sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
I only had 2 windows, really.
That's a problem right
I
there.
put the trees like right in front of the window, like the most sunlight they can possibly get.
Mhm.
Here you go. Not doing well. I brought them over to Blaine, and like they're like shooting up.
That's
Nice.
because those apartments are terrible.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I didn't want to stay.
No offense to the apartment owners. It's just, and part of it, they're not going to be able to help because there's only 2 windows. Like, you need
Yeah.
more wind. Again, we go back to you need the sunlight.
Yeah,
And when the weather is nice, the fresh air to clear your space at a minimum.
yeah.
So I'm glad you're out of there.
Sunlight and plants.
I'm glad you're out of there.
I know, me too. It's been so much better.
And
But I
really,
have so much yard work to do. Like right now, I'm feeling a little less anxious about what I have to get done.
Mhm.
Like I still have to finish stuff in the house, but there is just yard work galore. But it's all covered by snow, so I don't see it.
You
So I
have a
don't feel as
honey-do
bad.
list, Marcus. That's so cute.
I do have a to-do list. There's so much stuff to do.
well, I might add to it then if I get the farm.
Yeah, that's fine.
He says that
Just
now.
keep the list going.
And then he's going to ignore me for,
I have a very long
For a
honey-do
while.
list for my husband too. Basically, it's just putting a map together that we need to confirm that all the islands are in the right spots.
see, I want my own honey to-do list. Like, I make a list for myself
You
of
could
the
do that.
improvements I want to do on the house. I
Do
should
you
probably give it
feel
to
like
Travis.
this- we're going to end the show on this. No, I'm going to ask it off the air. I was going to say, is it acceptable for a guy to give his wife
A honey-do list? Yeah, my
Mm-hmm.
husband gives me honey-do lists. I don't
Really?
actually
Mhm.
do them, but he's on his phone now. I
Yeah.
think
Just so everyone can see that.
writing down his
Yeah.
honey-do list.
But truthfully, then, because we were talking about seller and buyers,
Mm-hmm.
sellers would be so much better off if they started with clearing. And it's not just for their own well-being. It helps people come in and feel good. But then buyers, because now we have to remember there's 0.5% of the population that actually knows you should probably clear your house.
Right.
So as a buyer, then you're walking into literally like it would be like walking into someone's house in the middle of a fight, in the middle of someone's sex life, in the middle of all their dirt and all of it, even though you can't see it. That's what you're living in, essentially, without clearing a space when you buy a house, which I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
I'm just pretending like nobody had sex in this house before I came in.
Or you could clear it.
Yeah.
That would also work.
My bedroom was their office, and
Oh, see, no problem.
Riley's bedroom was their bedroom. So
Yeah, we could
Sorry,
get on a
bud.
whole other conversation of sex. I don't think you guys want to have on this episode.
That's for the other podcast we're going to start up.
But that's, I mean, essentially what you want to think about when you're going in somewhere.
Right.
That's what you're walking into, even though you can't see it.
Right.
So why not? Even if you don't hire someone to do it, do just the bare minimum yourself.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason not to.
Right. And our hope with this and bringing you on is to make that more of a common theme or what people think about when they buy,
Sorry.
sell, or live in a house.
It just made.
And it's not too late. If you lived in your house for 15 years,
Yeah.
you can still do it.
And you still should, because now you're living in the prior owners, because it's probably never been cleared, plus your own stuff.
Right.
That needs some cleaning up in there.
And it's always good to clean your own stuff.
Yes.
You know? You do
And
your
it's
laundry.
not hard to do. And I think people think it's just too woo-woo to do. But once you experience it, just like you needed to test me first.
Yeah.
And pretend like I didn't know you were testing me in order to feel good about that.
Yep.
But that's okay.
I like how you phrase it that way. Make it seem like I didn't know you were testing me.
It's only because everybody does.
I know.
And also, remember, I was reading your mind, and then you kicked me out of your head?
Yep.
Because you said I didn't want to be up there.
Yeah, I put you in my Nick Miller box, and then that was it.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm so hurt.
For those
I'm
listeners
in his
that know,
Nick Miller box.
for those listeners know, like who listen
Sad.
and know what a Nick Miller box is, kudos to you. Great show.
oh my god.
I feel like we leave it on the Nick Miller box because we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get yelled at by Natasha if we go any longer.
You're the one that keeps talking.
I know. I'm done. Cut me off.
But
But we're gonna do the next show, and hopefully by then you'll be in Menomonee Falls.
Yeah.
I do have a listing coming up that I want you to walk through. So like we can talk about the Menomonee Falls, how that went. Then we can talk like a separate show about the listing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring you on as many times.
What are you
as want.
listing?
It's a house in Waukesha.
I don't know about this house.
And now
You
you're
will
a broker.
find out.
Well, and I would love to be able to talk through the Menomonee Falls house
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that should be your reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can record that.
I love it.
Can we record one of the your walkthrough?
I mean, we can record the walkthrough. I was saying I record me telling you about what we
Oh,
found.
absolutely. That's what I want
But
to do.
yes, we can
I do
also
wanna bring
record
you
the
in. I wanna
reveal.
talk about like what went into it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna preface that with saying I'm not gonna give you any details again,
That's fine.
and I will confirm.
But we have to
on
make
the
sure
air live. Well, not really live because
full
to the
transparency.
Live-ish.
live-ish.
I grew up in Menomonee Falls, though, so there's some level of things I'm going to
That
know
is
going
true.
in.
That is true.
Not about the house, but the area.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the listeners are gonna see it, and not see it, listen to it, and get like blown away with the things that you're gonna come up with. Because
Unless we want to do a live Zoom one. So that way they can see our hands.
that is true. A lot of hand motions going on that they need to see with the vaulted ceilings.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was
and
this.
open windows. But yeah, that will be the next show. So as soon as we get you to Menomonee Falls, we're going to get you back on the calendar to come back. We can talk and review about that because I think that is going to be such a fun show. Because
You guys are just going to turn into the woo-woo show here.
Okay.
Be careful.
woo woo show.
People listen though.
This is straight facts every week. But
Do you have a
how,
problem with the word woo-woo?
No. I like how we can have one show where it's like cut and dry, like here's business, numbers, like when we go financial.
Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have like
Bobbi.
this where it's just like
The
we don't
Bobbi
have a
show.
script. We had no script for this whole show.
That's what we used to
Full
call my mom.
disclosure.
Her name was Bobbi. We used to call it the Bobbi show.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I literally sat down and asked what we were talking about.
Yep.
And you didn't know.
Nope.
But
I just knew we were gonna talk on the things that we needed to talk about.
I love
And I don't really
those.
fear that we can't get
No.
there. So
I could talk about all the things.
right. And we already have our next two shows that
Yep.
Right. I guess you better
we're
get
gonna
used to
definitely
me.
schedule out and block out topics that we're gonna talk about.
I
and
can't wait to look at Menomonee Falls.
I know.
Just because I've passed it so many times.
Next week.
Wow, that was quick. I can't because that's my launch week, but yes, maybe. No, I can because they're during the lunch hour. So as long as it's after that.
Well, we will leave it there. We'll wrap this show up. We got to like an hour, and I feel like we should cut it off there. But I'm super excited for the next show after we get through
Yes.
this. And I'm excited for them to listen to it.
I'm excited to be back. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you. Yes. All right.
All right, signing
Intro.
off.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.